Neil, what are we doing?
I don't know. You tell me.
We're doing marketing school live here in the cross-campus building in downtown LA, and it's a chance for us to get to meet our fans. Over 6 million downloads after a little over a year. So it's just a good chance to meet with people because you want to connect face to face, and it's good to actually touch the person.
Eric and Neil's podcast has helped me immensely.
When I'm doing stage magic, I usually come prepped up and I'm so prepped.
Eric and Neil have helped me a huge amount in understanding the value of visual content.
It's my marketing hero.
Eric's here, Neil's here, they're the best, and I'm gonna learn a lot tonight.
Thank you all for coming, first of all. Neil and I really appreciate it, and for those of you that listen to the podcast, we've been doing it for a little over a year, so appreciate you being a listener. So, over the last, I think, 13, 14 months or so, we've been doing marketing school since August of 2016. We've accumulated over 6 million downloads, and that's because you guys like marketing. So first and foremost, thank you for that. And we have nice fan base where people are giving us ideas. Like Neil and I are actually recording for 4 hours tomorrow. So if you ever have any ideas around marketing school, feel free to just come forward and give us ideas. And because we've seen success here, we're going to see syndication on Entrepreneur magazine. Neil and I have risked our lives to record in ghetto studios before, where we thought we were going to get shot, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
I never thought I would die from marketing.
Yeah. That's what can happen sometimes. The other thing is this, we've seen feedback from people where they don't have a college degree and they reach out to us and they say, hey Neil, hey Eric, thanks. Because of you guys, I just found a job, or somebody got a raise and equity stake in their company, or they were stuck in their business and they started to make money from it. So if you guys need anything at all, this is the podcast where Neil and I just nerd out on it. Literally, 4 or 5 hours tomorrow we're going to be recording, and all this doesn't happen without you. But if you have ideas, like Scott over here, Scott gives us 15 ideas every Friday, so we love him, so we send him free stuff too. The fact that we're able to connect with you in person is really powerful. I think it's, voice is great. I think both of us like to hide behind our computers, but just to be able to, see you in flesh, that's really
It's
powerful.
funny, while we record the podcast, because he makes me do 4 hours straight, I literally fall asleep on the recording desk at that time. And then when he kicks it back to me, I get up and I talk, and then I just lay back down.
Yeah, I'll probably record it tomorrow on Instagram or something. We talked about risking our lives, but we'll open it up for Q&A now. So the funny thing about this, or the cool thing about this, I should say, is that if you take your mobile devices out, if you go to singlegrain.com/poll, you're going to be able to ask questions. You actually, in the audience, you can upvote and downvote questions based on whether you like them or not. So somebody on our team actually put a question that got downvoted 4 times already. So make sure you ask smart questions.
You don't have to be careful in what you ask. Ask whatever you want. There's no such thing as a bad question.
It just needs to be upvoted, that's all. But
and
another
you
thing
can
is
upvote
also
it yourself if you want. Or if you really want to answer it and it's really downvoted, I'll answer it. I don't give a shit.
raise your hand too, because we're limited on the questions. So we can probably only fit in 20 more on this thing because we're being cheap about it. Oh, look at the first question. Has marketing ever made you question your personal ethics, and has there been a line that you've dared not cross? Neil?
Yes, it has. It's questioned my ethics. Recently it did. It was funny. So someone told me the other day, I had this opportunity. It was a company based out of Israel. They were releasing an initial coin offering. Anyone familiar with Bitcoin, Ethereum? You hear all the buzz? They're like, we can end up raising $50+ million. We want you to be a part of it. And they were willing to kick me back $25+ million of it. And I'm like, what are you doing? How are you able to kick me back 25 million plus? And they were like, oh, you know, you can get money for anything. We have these concepts. We already know rich people who will throw in the money. And they even got me on the phone with some of these rich people that were ready to invest. And these rich people are talking about, oh, they're going to throw in money, and then when it comes out, it'll just go up, and then they'll sell it. I'm like, this is like robbing Peter to pay Paul. And I'm like, I'm not going to do it, right? It's just like some things you feel sleazy. You know, the thing about me is I was at Eric's office earlier today. And, you know, he has 3 offices. It's actually a really nice co-working office space like this. You guys, the co-working place, whatever it's called here, cross campus, all nice. But I was telling him, like, dude, this shit is too expensive. And I'm like, why do you have all this space? I'm like, in this office, I could have fit 12 people, and he fits like 4 or 5 people. And my mom taught me this at a really young age. She was a breadwinner in the family. My mom even helped my dad find his last job. It was quite funny. Actually, all my dad's jobs, other than his very first one, came from my mom's connections. Like, she'd be like, oh, you lost your job? No problem. Let me just call up everyone and see how I can get you another job, right? My mom was a real go-getter. But my mom taught me one really simple thing in life. It's easier to save money than it is to make it. And you don't need a lot to be happy. I remember when my parents immigrated into the US, I loved Taco Bell. My mom and dad had to save their pennies, literally, and then once a month my mom would get me Taco Bell from the money that she ended up saving. And my life wasn't that bad. I'm not going to paint a terrible picture because like family members helped us out and stuff like that. But the point I'm trying to make is you don't need a lot of money to be happy. And there's going to be situations in life when other people are willing to offer you a good amount of money for something that'll probably cross your ethics or something that you're uncomfortable with. And you know what? Never do it. Money isn't worth screwing other people over. It just isn't. Again, you don't need a lot to be happy. I know people literally with $4, $5, $6 billion that are close friends. And I kid you not, I know people who make $5,000 a month that are 10 times happier than them.
Great. I mean, my take on all this is the best deal of the century comes around every single year. So there's no reason to try to, I mean, if you feel sleazy about it, it's probably not worth doing. I think, I'm just going to keep throwing quotes at you. I mean, if you have any doubts, there's no doubt that it's probably not the right fit. Same with hiring too. So, people start asking, same deal, right? People are asking me about ICOs, things like that. Oh, can you help with ICOs? And I don't even know what they're doing. If it doesn't make sense, if it feels lazy to you, if it's selling supplements and you don't even know what's in it, it's probably not worth it. Because if you think about it, most of you here, everyone here practices marketing, right? You're doing marketing, you have an obligation, you have a superpower basically where you can get people to take an action, and it's your job to use that power responsibly. So that's where I'm at with this stuff.